Hi everyone, and I hope you are doing great. In part 4 on a series of videos about a song mixing exercise, which is a collaboration project between Marco Primeau, the YouTube channel, and myself, and we are presenting you a mixing exercise of the same song where Marco will be mixing himself in his DAW of choice, which is Magic Samplitude Pro X6, and my choice of DAW, which is Cakewalk by BandLab. And we also like to invite you to join in and do this mixing exercise yourself as well. All the details of where to download the multi-tracks, as well as Marco's YouTube channel, Marco Primeau YouTube channel, and I will leave all the links in the description, and I might leave a card in the video as well, so you can visit Marco's YouTube channel and subscribe, because he also has lots of videos on music production as well. At the end of this exercise, we're going to compare everybody's mix, my mix, Marco's mix, and everybody who actually submits their song. You don't have to submit all the video and the procedures, just the final mix, so we can have a listen and compare and to see how different everybody else's mixes is. And it's all about being creative and what we can do with the multi-tracks. And in hope that from these videos, you will learn things from Marco, you will learn things from me, how we're mixing it while we are making the videos and showing you how we're doing it, and expand your knowledge and understanding and your experience in mixing a song. So without any further delay, let me show you how far I've gone for part 4. If you haven't watched part 1, part 2, and part 3, I highly recommend you do. I will leave the links in the description so you can follow where we are at. In part 3, I left you with initial editing of the vocals, which I thought in this song being the most important element. And since then, I've done few changes, few add-ons, and few things. That's what we're going to look at today. Just with the opening of the mixing console, and let's have a look what I've done with the drums. Very simple. The drums, as I mentioned, I do believe it is a VST instrument, so it's nice and clear. Normally with VST drums, I tend to leave it as they are, unless there's something really poking out. And in this case, I've only chosen to use 2 VST plugins. One for the kick drum, which is a compressor, just to tame some of those peaks. And then for my snare up, I'm just brightening it up a little bit with the EQ and cutting some of the low ends. That's about it. That's all it needs to happen. You will find that a lot of the time, the VST drums, they're recorded so well and they're presented so well, unless you want to change the sound characteristics of it, you don't really need to do much with it. So these are the drums, and let's go to my bus and let's have a listen to the drums. Here we are. Let's solo that and just have a listen to the drums. So as you can hear, I'm just taking care of some of the kick drum, making it a little bit more punchy. The rest, it's all good, nicely balanced as it should be. Initially, I did put in the percussion, but at the moment it's turned off, it's not there. And the only other thing that I've done for the drums bus, and just to make things easy, is I've added the Pro channel. And with the Pro channel, I'm simply using a little bit of compression as a bus compression, no EQ, nothing else, and I'm also using the console. And I like to use in Cakewalk the console to give some analog feel and variation between the different bus channels. Next, I tackled the bass guitar. And for this one, because it's a DI input, I thought I can take advantage of that and add bass guitar amp sim. And since Cakewalk already includes the TH3, a really great, a fantastic guitar amp simulators, also includes bass guitar. I've just chosen some of the presets and I like it, so that's what we are going to be hearing it. So let's have a listen to the bass guitar by itself. That's with the amp sim. Let's remove the amp sim. Bypass. For me, using the amp sim, obviously it gives a little bit more sort of volume and more energy at the bottom end, and just makes it sound much nicer. And then, of course, like with many of my buses, I do tend to use the Pro channel. Again, a little bit more bus compression, a bit of tube drive is also what's coming out there with the tube, and a little bit more EQ, and that's about it. Again, drive from the console, and that's what it sounds like.
You'll go where your heart needs to go.
And that's it as far as the bass guitar is concerned. Coming with the guitars, again, I left them as they are. As you can see, I've got no plugins in there at the moment. There might possibly be some effects might added, especially with the solo guitar that we have. Give a little bit more characteristics and more definition because it's a little bit distorted, so we need to work on that. And other than that, the other guitars, I just pan them hard left and hard right. And let's have a listen to the guitars at the moment. That's the lead guitar. Of course, the same track uses the guitar and the melodies. So what we need to do is to automate it so that we can get while it's playing the solo part or the riff, then we can increase the volume, and during singing we can bring it down and so on. That's the next stage of automation, that they will take care of that. Then we have some distorted guitars playing left and right. And then we have simple strums. Again, automation is vital in this part because you've got multiple guitar being played at the same time. So automation will give that dynamics and the balance between all the different guitars. Again, with the bass, I do have my Pro channel engaged. Again, a little bit of compression, a little bit of tube saturation at the top, compression, and then I've got some EQ that I applied to brighten it up and remove some of the frequencies that the vocal will fit in for the guitar. And of course, I'm using the console there as well. Now next, of course, our creativity is important. I've added string section because even though there's lots of guitars in there, there's no strings, something to actually mellow things out, to keep things constant. And this is a supportive element of the mix, that it's going to support all the other guitars as well as the vocals. And for that, I simply played MIDI, and I am using the plugin for that, which is included in Cakewalk. Let's have a quick look. This is the string section that you can find all for free in Cakewalk by BandLab. And I simply played the chords with a little bit more bit of variation at certain parts, and that's about it, and the ending as well. Other than that, every bar I just simply played the chords. I could have easily used the mouse to actually add the notes, but as you can see right on the dots, but actually played it and then quantized it. It was all really good because I wasn't sure what the scale of the song was. Eventually I found out, and that's what I have done. So let's have a listen to the string section, which again, this will have lots of automation because I want the strings to at times to virtually not be there. Right at the bottom, you wouldn't be able to hear it, and only come up at certain verses or maybe chorus or even the drop or the bridge. So let's have a quick listen to the strings, which is right that one there, and my strings. Let's solo it up. And I'm actually at the moment I'm sending it to the reverb of the vocal, but I will have a separate reverb for it because I want the strings to really be wide and lush. As you can hear, it's very simple 3-note chords that it's actually playing. So let's have a listen in context. I'm just going to amplify a little bit more so you can actually hear it.
If you love somebody enough, you'll follow them wherever they go. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got
Mute it.
to Memphis.
That's a dramatic difference.
If you love somebody enough,
Turn it back on.
go where your heart needs to go. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. I know if you've seen her, you tell me 'cause you are my friend. I gotta find her and find out what trouble she's in.
Of course, I'm emphasizing by having the level really high, and most likely from experience I can tell that this fader will probably be anywhere between -9 to -18 dB, just hiding in the background, just filling in the gaps. That's all it will be. And there's only one part where you'll actually stand out, and that's on verse 4, that will bring out, because some of the elements, like the guitars, which if we look on the screen, they are constantly on. So that's a bit boring. So as some of the guitars automated and faded down, then the string will actually come up.
So thank you for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry. That's how I got to Memphis.
Okay, so that high-pitched string, that's just going to stand out and really be bring out that emotion in that part. Let's have a listen without it.
So thank you for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry. That's how I got to Memphis.
Let's have a listen with the strings, where I believe where it will end up being, the volume-wise.
So thank you for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry. That's how I got to Memphis.
Right there. So all that high pitch, it's really brings out the emotions and ties everything up as well. And finally, revisiting the vocals again, because everything is going to be in context. You got to listen to it all the time and see how it actually sounding. Some changes that I have done. The EQ, not as drastic, a little bit less, because I wanted to get a little bit more of the lower end to get some of the emotions coming in. And the compression and everything else is fine. And lastly, I've added a little bit more saturation. We're using the VX64 and a little bit more bottom end as well. So it gives nice and clean audio for the vocals as well. Let's have a listen. The main lead vocal.
So thank you for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got
That's
to
the original.
Memphis.
Let's have a listen again.
So thank you for for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry.
And let's have a listen in context.
So thank you for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry. That's how I got to Memphis.
And that's the vocals. And in part 5 of the series of mixing a song exercise, I'm going to go through the automation of all the different elements of the song, make sure they all fit in, they're all supporting each other, and then balancing the whole mix as well. So that you don't miss out, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also make sure you subscribe to Marco's channel as well, so that you can gain lots of information. And till next time, as always, thanks for watching and have a great time making music. Cheerio guys, and I'll leave you with some sample of the mix.
If you love somebody enough, you'll follow them wherever they go. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. Well, if you love somebody enough, you'll go where your heart needs to go. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. I know if you've seen her, you tell me 'cause you are my friend. I gotta find her and find out what trouble she's in. So if you tell me that she isn't here, I'll follow the trail of her tears. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis.